Hello, my beautiful people. Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Yes, good evening, and welcome to another live class for today. Yes, I want to say thank you to all of you. So as I'm just going to wait for people to join the stream, okay? So while I wait, let me just send out some greetings. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, those of you that have subscribed to my channel, those of you that are members of the channel. I say thank you so much for the support, for the love on this journey on YouTube. I just want to say thank you to you guys. I actually don't take it for granted. Okay, so please, if you can hear me sharper, you are welcome. Yes, you are in. Welcome. Welcome to today's class. Okay, so welcome. So let me know, is my sound clear? If the sound is okay, so that means we're good to go. Let me know, okay? Let me know. So I just want to say thank you to you guys. Thank you so much for your support, for your love. The truth of the matter is, I'm not going to lie to you people. It's not easy for me showing up like this almost every time. But at times when I remember that there are people out there that want to see what I do, that would just like give me the motivation to stand up and then keep going. Like this evening I came back, I'm so tired, but I just needed to just go. Okay, Sharper, thank you so much. How can you get me on WhatsApp? Okay, if you have a pen there, you can put down my number, so you can just type it on your phone. 090. I actually can't send the chat now. Let's see. I can't send the chat. I would have typed it. Okay, some message. Okay, 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 okay. So it's like I really can't okay, type a chat, and that's I can't type. It's you people that can type. So 09073146066. So after the class, I'm going to type it on the comment section and just drop it and pin it. Okay, you can go to my community. If you go to my community on YouTube, you will see my number. By the time you scroll through those my online class stuff, you will see my number. So thank you so much, guys. So let's get started straight into our tutorial for today. You guys already know what we are going to be doing. We are going to be learning how to cut 6 different necklines. So neckline is a big deal when it comes to sewing, when it comes to dressmaking. Yes, Sharpa, okay, you're watching from the US. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay, yes, when it comes to dressmaking, necklines are like, if you get a perfect outfit and the neckline goes wrong, that dress is gone. But if you get a perfect neckline, your outfit naturally, you see it, it will fit. Okay, so today guys, I'm going to be showing you people how to do perfect neckline. So I've never had issues when it comes to neckline. Immediately I learned the secret of getting perfect necklines, I have never had issues with when it comes to neckline, armholes, all those stuff. I've not, it's just the secret. Once you can catch the secret, you'll be able to do it. Okay, so today we are going to be working on the on neckline, so like the picture. So let me just adjust my camera, let me bend it like this so that we can at least see the table. Okay, yes, yes, so you can see my table now. So I'm just trying to adjust. So when it comes to neckline, so these are the fabrics that I'm going to use. I have about 6. Yes, I have about 6 of them. So the first thing that comes to your mind when making an outfit, all what you are going to do, you are going to make sure that the front and back neckline are the same. Make sure that they are absolutely the same. If they are not the same, that is where you usually have problems. So at times when you see neckline that is gaping like this, the reason for the neckline gaping is that the front neckline obviously is bigger than the back neckline. So by the time you bring them together at the shoulder point, it will make the front neckline to like sag. It will, because you have to bring them together. But if back neckline width and front neckline width, if they are the same, your neckline, your dress will sit perfectly well, and it will lap on top of your neck on your body properly. So with that, with saying that, now we're going to, so the first neckline we're going to do, we're going to cut a back neckline. Okay, so when you want to cut a back neckline, I just want you guys to watch, because the back neckline and the front neckline is going to be the same. So once, standard measurement for neckline for average size person is 3 inches. You understand? So when you use 3 inches for your neckline, that's the width, the wideness. The depth, that one is, it depends on you. But when it comes to the width, 3 inches is like perfect. You understand? If it's somebody that is a plus size, as a real plus size, maybe like from size 20 above, you can use 3.5. But every other person, 18, size 18 downwards, you can use 3 inches. So once you use 3 inches, it's going to be perfect. Okay, so for today's tutorial, we are going to go with our 3 inches. So you mark your 3 inches width. So when it comes to the depth of your neckline, you are the one that will determine that. And the easiest way for you to determine your neckline is you take your tape and then you place your tape like this. So you can see, like this one that I'm putting on now, you can see the depth of my neckline. So you can see the neckline is about 4 inches. That's the depth. So you are the one that will determine that. And when you are marking your back neckline or front neckline, make sure you leave like a quarter of an inch on top, because definitely you are going to join your shoulder. So if you go and start measuring it from here, that's going to truncate your neckline. So make sure you come down a little bit, and then at this point now you can mark out your neckline. So you can use 3 inches by 2 or 3 inches by 1.5. So it depends on how high you want your back neckline to be. So this one is for a high neckline. For instance, if you want to make a blouse, okay, I have two fabric here, I'm going to use the two. So for instance, now if you want to make a dress that you want the neckline to come down, Anastasia, okay, as one, let me not pronounce what I don't know. Okay, 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 my voice, right? Okay, so let's see. Okay, is the sound better? Okay, Asanatua, thank you so much. Welcome and thanks for joining. Okay. So I'm just trying to check my microphone. So let's see. So let's see. Let's try a mic and see. Okay. Okay, is the sound better? Please let me know. Let me know. Is the sound, is it better? Is it still cracking? Is it better? Please, I want to know. I just need somebody to confirm. Okay, it's better. All right. So let me put on the microphone, because at times these things, they have a mind of their own. There are times you will want to make use of a microphone. That day, the microphone, because of network, it will just be cracking. Okay, so now let's continue. So just keep me updated in case of anything. Okay. So like I was saying, so if, in case you want to do a short neckline for the back, then if you want to do a deep neckline for the back, like those our blouses that the necklines are, let me readjust, yeah, that the necklines are deeper. Yes, so those ones you can use the same width. Make sure that the width is the same, and then you can come down with as much as like 6 inches for the neckline, and then you can just give your neckline a good curve. You can use your pattern curve. You can use your pattern curve to draw out your neckline perfectly well. So now, having said that, I'm going to cut out this back neckline. Okay, so is this back neckline is what we are going to use today as a guide. Okay, so this one is for the short neckline, and then this one is for the deep neckline. So in case you are making a dress, if you want your neckline to be deep, you can just use this measurement that I'm using. You can still come down even more than 7, 8 for your back, for the depth of your back neckline. And then make sure as you are cutting it, cut it nicely so that you have the curve will be even, okay? Yes, so that's what I'm trying to do. Just trying to, so this is two back neckline. So this is high one and then this is the low one. Okay. All right. Thank you, Asanatua. Thank you so much. Christiana, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you guys for confirming. Okay, so now the next thing now we're going to start our necklines. Okay. So now I will just be interchanging them, our back necklines. Okay. So this is my neckline area. So I don't want to get confused. Let me not go and use this side. So now let's check. Let me check. So I have my pictures here. So let's start with the V neckline. So as I go along, I'm going to be explaining everything. So for a V neckline now, if you want to cut this kind of V neckline, just like the one I have on the picture, like the one I have on that picture there. So there are some things you put into consideration. This one is like, it's not a very high V. So you can see for this, that 3 inches, okay? So the next thing you want to do is the depth of the neckline like this. How deep you actually want it to be. You measure it. So for this kind of neckline, the depth of this neckline is about 5 inches. If you notice, you see that it's not too deep. So I'll mark my 5 inches like this here, like this. And then I'm going to use my curve. I'm going to use my curve to create that V neckline. So you can see this is like a sharp V, that V neckline. So you can see this is like a sharp V. Can you can you see? It is a sharp V. You just create it and then see, it is a sharp V. You just create it and then once you get to that point where the depth of the neckline is, you just mark it. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Can you see? You mark it like this. This one is a sharp V. You have two types of V. There is one that is curved. So we're still going to do that one. You can see this one is a sharp V, but make sure that it meets at that point. Very important. If it does not meet at that point, you are going to have issues with that neckline. That neckline is going to sag. It's not going to work. Okay. So after marking that, you are going to cut. So note when you want to cut, don't cut on that exact inch line, that 3 inches line. Don't cut. Come in a little bit, just tiny bit. And then when you are cutting to this point also, don't cut it to that down. So can you see what I'm doing? You see where I terminated it? So this is my V now. This is my V neckline. So by the time I cut my neckline like this, can you guys see? Can you see how beautiful this my V is? Can you see how beautiful my it is looking? Let me see. What message is down? Okay, yes. Okay, Dika. I'll send the number later. I can't type it on the screen now, my WhatsApp number. I cannot type it now. There's no point way on this live class, there's no way for me to type in my number. So I'm going to send it later, okay? So later you can just come or go to my community, you see my number. So just hold on. Once I'm done with the class, you can remind me again when we're saying our goodbyes and then get your pen ready. I will just call it out for you. Okay. So you can see the V, see how the V is sitting nicely here. So I'm going to join this together now for you to see. So when you place them like this, can you see? It will meet at that same point, okay? You can see. So you make sure that it meets. So this is the other one. You remember that the other one we did a deep V on a deep round. So that is why it is looking like this. But when you open them up, it is going to meet. Can you see? Can you see how it is meeting at the same point? It needs to meet or else you are going to have issues, okay? All right. Okay. So that's for that. So that's for the first neckline, which is our V neckline. So I'm just going to keep that on the side, and then let's cut the second one. Okay, so the second one that we're going to cut now, let's just follow them. Let's cut the plunging curved V. So you can see this one is the second one. You can see this one is another kind of V neckline, but you can see it is deep. You understand? So this one also, when you want to cut, just like I explained earlier, when you are cutting this kind, let me use a deeper fabric. So when you're cutting this kind of neckline, you are going to make sure the width that you are using, if your width is 3.5 inches, make sure that your front width also is 3.5 inches. That's just like the key, okay? But if it is 3 inches, like what we have been using, it's really fluctuating. So I'll use my 3.5 inches at this point. So when I want to cut this kind of deep neckline, this kind of deep plunging V, and if you notice, it came it came into like the bust area like this, okay? You can see the way it came in. So when you want to do that, what you are going to do, so after marking your 3 inches like that, you are going to measure how deep do you want that plunging V. That's like a plunging V. You can see it came into almost the bust area, almost like 11 inches downwards, okay? So let's watch now. The first thing you are going to do now, you mark that depth. So for this, because of the length of my dress, I'm not going to go that deep. So I'll just use like 9 inches. But like I said, measure your neckline. So place your tape here and then measure it up to where you want it to be. All right, bonjour. Thank you. You're welcome. Measure where you want it to be. That's the secret I've been using for my neckline. And I've never made a neckline for a client and then they complain that maybe it's too deep or it's too shallow. No, as I'm measuring, I'll ask them, I'll place my tape here and ask them, are you okay with this neckline? This depth, is it okay? I'll ask them. So measure the depth of your neckline. Always measure. I can not say that, or I cannot overemphasize that, but please. So when you measure it like that, the next thing you are going to, this part, if you notice, this part open for that deep neckline. Okay, it is opening. So at this point now, you remember our 3.5. You know, normally if it was a normal view we're doing, we're just going to come like this. As you are coming down, you are like reducing it. So, but for this one, you are going to take almost like the whole entire width. You understand? So, and it is a round V. So for this, you need like a round curve like this to navigate that neckline. So this neckline, it is not a round neckline. Please note, it is not a round neckline. At this down part is round. You mark this down part round, but this upper part is sharp. So you can see what I'm doing. Can you see? I'm now marking this part now. So you can see this part. I'm marking this part straight, and then I have round, like round V. You understand? So after marking it like that, I'm going to check. So for this, at this point now, you want to double check. Make sure before you cut. Okay. So can you see what I'm doing? So it's better for you to cut your neckline this way. This is where I marked, so but you can see what I left. Is better. But when you cut it this way, you bring it out, you open it. Can you guys see? Can you see how beautiful it looks? Can't you see that it looks like, okay, let me see. Can't you see that it looks like what is here? You see it? Yes, it's better for you to open it like this and then you check. If you notice that neckline, okay, at this point, and when you look at it, if you like it, if you see that you have gotten the shape, it is okay. You can now decide to, okay, now let me increase it. But whatever you do, make sure that this point, this 3.5 inches, they meet at that point, or 3 inches, depends on what you are using, okay? Make sure that's like the secret of the beginning and the end of necklines, okay? So the person that is asking for my number, when I'm done, I'll place my number on the comment section. Can you see? You see how beautiful the neckline looks like? So you can see it is a simple process. So make sure that it corresponds at that point. Okay. So now this is our plunging. And then the next one we are going to cut, let's cut a round neckline. This is a basic neckline. This is like a neckline. So for this particular neckline, it's not 3 inches that was used for this neckline. So you guys should please note. You should, once you master necklines, the beauty of mastering necklines is that once a client comes and then you see a style, you already know the neckline that you use. Like this neckline now, this blue one is not 3 inches. Can you guys see like what I'm putting on now? Like this, my dress. This is not 3 inches that was used for this neckline. This neckline was used like 3.5 inches to 4 inches. About 4 inches is what was used for the width of this neckline. Can you see how it is staying on me? This is about 4 inches. It's not 3 inches. 3 inches neckline will always stay here. So please note, 3 inches neckline will always be at your, as in, I don't know what this place is called, just your neck, the nip of your neckline. That's where 3 inches will stay. 3.5 inches will come out a little bit. Why 4 inches is like this? And then if you want to cut like a scoop neckline, you can like 5 inches, it will come like this. But when you are cutting a scoop neckline, make sure that it is high, because if it is not high, this is what will be happening, to be falling. Okay, so now let's cut this round neckline. Let's see. I hope I've not. So that's the second one. We've cut the second neckline. Let me be keeping them here so that I don't get confused. Okay. Yes, so I've cut the V and the plunging V. So now let's cut this round neckline. So this round neckline, like I said, what was used for this neckline is about 3.5 inches to 4 inches. So it is not a regular. So for this, let me use 4 inches. Let's see how it looks. So this is 4 inches width. Yes, that's 4 inches width. And then if you notice the neckline, because the neckline is a little bit wide, it is not deep. If you cut this kind of neckline and you make it deep, you are going to run into a problem. Helen, you're welcome. All right, good evening. Yes, we are cooking necklines. That's what we are cooking. She said was cooking. Well, I'm just showing you guys how to cut perfect necklines with their measurements, the width, how to arrange it so your neckline will fit properly on your body. Okay. So like I said, this one now we're using 4 inches width for this neck. So when you place it like this, and then once you are doing this, you guys remember, those of you that were here, footer, you're welcome, is about 4 inches. It is not deep. Don't make it deep. Okay. So I'll mark like 3.5 inches here when I want to do this kind of neckline. And then I'll create my curve. So I'll create my round curve. Another way for us to create a perfect neckline is that we can create a square. We can just create a square around here like this, around this width like this. You understand? You can create a square like this. That's like box your neckline and then navigate your curve from inside. So this will help you to cut out a perfect neckline. Okay. So before we cut this out, let's do something. You guys remember this was 3.5, then 4 inches. So let's do 3.5. Why are we doing this? So that we'll open them up here and see. This is a live class. So let's try out all the things so that you will not use customer cloth to try it out. So this is 3.5, this is 4 inches. So let's watch, let's see. Let's cut it out and see how it looks. Okay. Fatu, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate. So now let's do the 3.5 width of our round neckline, just like what I'm putting on like this. So you cut this out now. So when you're cutting, just cut. Make sure that your hand is straight, and then you open it up. Can you guys see? Can't you guys see? Let me see. Can you see? You see what I was telling you guys? You see, it's 3.5 inches. 4 inches will be bigger. See where the 4 inches mark stopped. So if we cut it now to be 4 inches, it will be bigger. But the 3.5 inches, you can see how it is looking just perfect. Can you guys see how it is on me? So this is 3.5 inches width. Okay. You see how it is looking? Looks perfect. Okay. So now you guys understand this. So that's like our third neckline. So we still have 3 necklines to go. For those of you that are just joining us, you are welcome. So we're actually cutting different kinds of neckline. So let me just check. I'm still checking the pictures. Okay, we've done 4, 1, 2, 3. No, we've done 3. Yes, we've done 3. So the next one we'll do, let's do a square neckline. So this is a square neckline. Square necklines are just They are just there. So let's do a square neckline. Okay. So for a square neckline, so I'm just going to mark. So for a square neckline, I would advise for you, don't, you can just use your 3 inches for your square neckline. But if it's somebody that is a plus size, use the same 3.5 inches. So mark it here like this. If you are using 3 inches, so we'll try all of them out. This is 3 inches, and then this is 3.5. So let's just cut them on the fabric since we are on a live class, and practice together and see how it looks when we open them up. And then for this square neckline, if you notice that it is not too deep. You understand? You see, it is not too deep. So for this, you are going to be using, for that length of neckline, you are going to be needing about 5 inches for that depth. Yes, you need about 5 inches. So you mark your 5 inches like this. So when you mark your 5 inches, you are going to, I'm trying to get the straight part of my curve, because square neckline is square. Yes, so I'll mark it like that, and then I will mark it like this. So you need it straightened out. So if it is a bust here, I'm going to show you guys how to tighten it, because you need them. Once you tighten your neckline like that, you need to take out some inches when you are stitching so it does not sag. Okay, so this is our 3.5 and our 4 inches mark for the neckline. Okay, yes. So the next thing now, let's cut from the 3 inches first. So this is our 3 inches mark. It's always good for us to cut from here first and then check. Instead of you to go and cut the extreme one and then you now run into problem, cut the small one first and check it. Can you guys see? Can you see how beautiful it is? You can see the 3 inches width is a little bit small. So let's increase it to the 3.5 inches. Let's increase it to the 3.5 inches like this. So this is our 3.5 inches mark, our square neckline. So I'm going to open this up now. Let's see, guys. Can you guys see? You see, this looks exactly like what we have on the picture. So 3.5 inches is perfect for this kind of neckline. Can you see? Okay, so if it is a bustier that you are doing, definitely if you are doing a bustier at this point, now at this point, your dart will run, it will run like from top to bottom. So at this point now, when your dart is running from top to bottom, those of you that have been watching me, if you notice that most times I used to like create like an overbust. So at this point you want to create an overbust tightening for your neckline. So at this point, those your dart lines that you join back and then your square will be formed. Why is this thing bent? And then your square will be, let's see this message. You okay, Sandra. Who be this one? Wetin you dey find for here? Let me remove the comment abeg. Here is not a dating class, okay? We came here to learn. So I'll come to this point now, and then I'll mark like quarter of an inch. You can use 0.75 and then mark here also for that neckline. When you want to do it, both of them are joined together, and then your bustier is on. That's your bustier dart are open. So at this point, you can just do this. So once you take out that small inches from this part, your neckline is not going to gape. It's going to sit perfectly well. Okay. Who be this one now? I'll report you now. You Sandra. Better. Let's see. Okay, let me hide this. Hide that person. Let's get out. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do now, the second, we have two more. necklines to go. We have two more necklines to go. Okay. So the two more necklines to go. Let's cut. Okay, the other one is a sweetheart, and then the other one is a high round neckline. So high round neckline is a simple process. So like me, if people have been following me, you notice that I like high necklines. So when you are cutting high necklines, that one at times you have to use even 2.5 inches, because if you cut it to be 3 inches at times, that 3 inches it might become too wide. Can you guys see? It can be too wide. See, like this one now, it can be too wide. So for this, we'll use 3 inches, the same width of 3 inches. So you mark 3 inches like that, and then the depth of that neckline from this point to this point is going to be like 2.5 inches or 3 inches, because when you sew, you understand. So from this point, it is a high neckline. You see, this is what I normally do when I'm sewing. You can see, I'll check it. I normally check my neckline. You see, I'm going to make it like 2.5 inches. That's for that high neckline. So once I make it like that 2.5 inches, I'll mark it like that, and then I'll just create my curve like this. So for my curve, you can use, if you have a pattern curve, you can curve it. So for this, I'm just using my free hand tonight. Okay. Yes. So when it comes to sewing, most times when we're sewing, we just do what works for us perfectly well. So I'll mark it. I'll just mark it. I'll just like cut this like this. Okay. So like those of you that have been, if you notice, most of my clothes I like high necklines. I don't know why. So you can see how this is looking. So this neckline now, this is like 2.5 inches. When you sew, at the end of the day, when you sew this neckline, definitely you can see it's going to be very high. Okay. Okay. Yes. So it's going to be very high. All right. So now we are going to almost like the last neckline, so which is like the sweetheart neckline. So this sweetheart neckline is a neckline that you cannot even overuse it. So you can see. So there's a very simple and easy way of cutting this one. So first thing, what we are going to do for this neckline, we're going to use 3.5 inches for the width of this neckline. Okay, so when you measure your 3.5 inches like this, make sure that your back neckline also is 3.5 inches. Okay, and then once you are done, you measure the depth of the neckline. How deep do you want it to be? So for this, let's use like 4.5 inches or 5 point, okay, I said let's use 5 inches or 5.5 inches, and then we're going to create out a square. That's like the simple way. Okay, so yeah, I just want to teach you guys how to get it and get it perfectly well. I'll mark it like this. Okay, so I'll mark it like this. So the next thing, you can see the curve is a simple process. Okay, for us, so it's a simple process. So how do you do that? What you are going to do, you are going to come to this point now. That's how high, because you need a height. It's from that height you are going to create like a back slash curve here. So at this point now, what you will do, you come up. You can decide to come up by 2 inches from this point. So it depends on how high you go, the deeper you come. You can go up. So like this one here, they came up like almost even 3 inches from the 5.5 inches like this. So that is what will help the neckline to, that's what will like help give you that style. So what you want to do now is to create like a curve. So I'm just using my free hand first. Do you understand? So what you need now to create is like a back flip like this. You understand? So I'll use my hand first to check it, and then before I curve, I use my pattern curve to give it a good curve. Okay. So when after I finish checking it, I've tried it. I think it's okay. So now I'll use my pattern curve to give it a good defined curve like this. Okay. So when I mark it now I'm going to cut this open, and let's see what we have. Okay, so this is how we will cut. It's not like we're going to cut like this. So we'll cut like this and then cut like this. Okay. Yes. Okay, Dorcas. All right, thank you. Yapa yapa people. I want to see any hookup person in my chat or my live stream. Here no be for hookup. So I'm just now doing that curve now. So this neckline, you have to be careful because at times you feel buy market. This neckline. Can you see? Can you guys see how beautiful she looks? Yes, she looks so pretty. So at this point now, if you feel like maybe this point is open too much, you can always adjust it. You can go back. Do you understand? You can come down. Can you see this point that I marked? You can come down. You put no, we came up by 3 inches. You can come up by 2 inches. But if you come up by 2 inches and you curve it, it's not going to be the curve is not going to be really defined. You guys should like this video. I just noticed it that there are no likes on the video. So there are three dots at the side. Just check the three dots, click on it, and then like the video. Okay, like the video. So you can see the curve. So you create the curve like this. So guys, all those of you that joined this live stream today, eh? Let me raise this thing up so you can see my face. Those of you that joined this live stream today, I don't want to hear again that neckline is an issue for you people. You understand? You guys saw what we did today. I made sure I took it gentle, gentle for beginners and then taught you guys how to cut different necklines. So in another upcoming videos, once I gather other check other pictures again, I see necklines that are okay, are fine. I'll gather them and come back and show you people. Okay. Thank you so much, Christiana. It should not be an issue again. Neckline should not be an issue for you people. You understand? So thank you so much, guys, for joining. By God's grace, like I was telling people at the beginning of this video, on Thursday, if I'm able, I'll come up. But most times, at times, I don't used to have motivation. I will not lie to you people. At times, I will be tired, work. I've been busy all day. So that is why. But if I am okay, by God's grace, I'll show up on Thursday for you guys. Okay. So thank you guys, all of you that tuned in today into our live stream for today. I appreciate you. Push you like this video. The person that was asking for my number, if you are still DM, my number is 090. Thank you, Futa. Thank you. My number is 090 7314 So that's my number. So another way for you to see my number, you can go to my community on YouTube. You know that place is to write community. Go there. Just check through. You will see my number on my online classes. Okay. Yes. So thank you so much, guys, for joining. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. All right.